Boy, there is so much to unpack in this book. Um, in this number of pages, we get what in a modern comic book would be like a whole 5-issue miniseries. There is so much going on. This is a long time ago. Early 80s, Rogue is a villain. Rogue from the X-Men. This is actually where we learn... I don't know if it appeared if it was in any other books, but this is the one book I know of where, and I didn't recognize this at first. I didn't recognize it until I was reading it, which book this was. But this is when we learned that Rogue had got her powers, her super strength, her invulnerability, all that good stuff by draining them from Miss Marvel. And we start off with Miss Marvel getting dumped off a bridge. Fortunately, Spider-Woman's there to save her. And we're going to spoil the heck out of this, because if you don't know this stuff, well, you need to learn. So we get like some investigative type stuff. This is pretty good. And so she does what you do when somebody has been mind wiped. You call the most powerful psychic in the world, Charles freaking Xavier, and you get him to come talk to your patient. There's some X shenanigans here. I'm not going to show that page, but we come back to bam! Captain America getting decked. Also, look at Rogue, how she used to look. Very villainous. Very Bride of Frankenstein, really. Captain America wrecked. Alright. He gets thrown into the Avengers Mansion. More fighting ensues. Rogue drains Thor's powers. She totally jobs the Vision. Spider-Woman. Everything. Everything goes bad. And now we get a retelling of I don't remember what number of the Avengers book it was, but it's about how Miss Marvel, and God, I can't even tell you, like, this is so stupid. This is one of the worst plot lines ever written in the history of comics. This is one of the worst things ever written in comics. I don't know how this got past editorial. I don't know how marketing... I don't know. Oh, I don't know how anybody thought that this was a good idea. All right, so to recap, and this is stupid. This is stupid. So Miss Marvel gets mind-controlled, kidnapped, and has her by her son, who escaped limbo. Then she gives birth to her son, and then they go back to limbo. Like... I'm sparing you a lot of unnecessary detail, but that's what happened. It's one of the dumbest things. Okay, so anyway, they recap all that stuff. Meanwhile, over here, Rogue can't drain Wonder Man. I thought that was a great touch. And why would she be able to? He's not made of physical stuff. You know, he's like sentient energy or something crazy like that. Let's see, Mystique takes out Iron Man, and then they go to break out some mutants from Rikers Island. And the rest of the book is a fight scene up into the last couple pages. And it is a glorious fight scene. Stuff gets wrecked. We see everybody use their powers effectively, from Mystique shape-shifting to the Blob being basically unhurtable. In fact, there's one panel where the Vision sticks his arm into the Blob and materializes it, and the Blob's completely, like, unfazed. He's like, yeah, that hurts. So what? I'm the Blob. It's great stuff. You got Beast, you got Iron Man, Wonder Man, Spider-Woman on one side. You got the Blob, the precognitive chick, I don't remember her name. She's blind. Destiny. That's her, by the way. I think that's her name. Mystique. Pyro, Quake, or no, not Quake, Avalanche. It's a big fight, and everybody shines. Everybody shines. Oh, I left Scarlet Witch out, but that's kind of a surprise, right? I mean, look at this. Holy crap. That just looks great. My mind can hardly take in all the stuff that's going here. So you've got like this fire dragon. She's manipulating the rubble. The Rubble's fighting the dragon, and because look, there's claws here. That might be a head. I'm not sure. Like, it's impressive and crazy. This is a glorious little panel. It's a very, very satisfying fight. In the end, of course, the Avengers essentially win. Meanwhile, days later, Professor X has kind of healed Carol's mind. Maybe not completely, but mostly. And the X-Men are sunning themselves by the pool. Why not? Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you sun yourself by the pool if you had the opportunity? I know I would. And this is where the book goes from being like a pretty good comic book dealing with some really dumb fallout to Chris Claremont gets his personal revenge on the people who wrote that dumb Avengers story that I gave you like the 4-sentence explanation of, and please don't ever make me repeat that again. Because right about here, Carol is like, what is wrong with you people? Didn't you realize I was still being mind controlled? And you all just accepted everything that this weirdo from Limbo, who already kidnapped me one time, like, what the? Like, number one, what's wrong with these idiots? Number two, your anger is understandable. It's laudable, even, Carol. It's laudable. You should be angry. You should be upset. You should be mad at these people that are your friends. But this is Chris Claremont's revenge. Because he's like, I want Carol Danvers in my X-Men stories. And I will have her in my stories no matter what you people want. So he gets his revenge. All the Avengers end up feeling bad. Carol leaves. The Avengers stuff, well, she was out of it probably for a couple of years at this point. I think there was like 2 or 3 years, maybe, between the story that did stupid stuff with her and this story. So, but she leaves the Avengers roster, which, I mean, come on, that's a pretty dope roster right there. Although, I really liked just the West Coast Avengers like roster. Iron Man, Wonder Man, Wanda, the Vision. Like, that's a pretty good roster on one side. Wait, I lost my train of thought. See, the sheer stupidity of what they did to Carol prior to this just derails everything. But she leaves the Avengers. She goes and hangs out with the X-Men. Where is... Oh, gosh, I got a million books on top of it here. My office is a wreck. My office has been a wreck, like, permanently for a while now. Nope, that's... Where's the binary book? Did I... Oh, wait, I already reviewed it, didn't I? So, yeah, anyway. That's, like, I think that's around the time she becomes binary, and she does binary stuff. These True Believer books are printed in kind of a weird order, or maybe I'm just reading them in a weird order. But there she is in the X-Men, hanging out, being binary with the power of a star. Whoa, isn't that incredible? But Chris Claremont wanted the character, so he basically wrote this ending to ensure that he would have Carol. And, you know, at the end, everybody just feels kind of bad. As you probably should after what you did to her, right? Now, I'm going to go back to the cover here, and we're going to take it to task just a little bit. I love all this crazy stuff, but man, this cover is super busy. Spider-Woman's daring midnight rescue. Witness the invincible armor. We need like a street hawker selling me this. See here, Captain America totally defeated. Witness the invincible Iron Man knocked out of action. But wait, observe Spider-Woman's daring midnight rescue, and behold the deadly new Brotherhood of Evil Mutants plus a shocking mystery guest. All that and a cameo appearance by the Uncanny X-Men. Bum, 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 bum. Captain Marvel betrayed. You know, the betrayal really wasn't in this book. It was in another book, and we're just living with it here. Oh, boy. Yeah, when I was flipping through this on New Comic Book Day, I didn't realize just from looking at this which book this was. And boy, reading it, it all came back, and it was like, oh, gosh, this. It's a pretty good issue, but man, just knowing what it's tied into, what the stupid stuff, the plot line, it really kind of hurts. It kind of hurts. And I can't believe I talked for 10 minutes about a $1 book. Check this out. This is definitely a value. So much good stuff. There's good art, good writing, tons of action. You know, Chris Claremont, he writes well. Sometimes he can get a little wordy, but he sure writes pretty darn good. I'll see you next time. You have a great day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. And, you know, down in the description below is like my social media stuff. So check it out. Join us on my Discord server. We talk about all kinds of fun things. And then I died from a hiccup. Oh, what a time to hiccup. Right at the end of the video.